welcome back to my channel. Thank y'all so much for being here. I really appreciate it as always. Today we're going to be doing a full face of first impressions using all types of makeup. Drugstore, high-end, low-end, it doesn't matter. Lots of makeup, and I hope y'all are interested. All this makeup I'm about to show y'all is either a gift from my friend who sent this to me in a big like super care package, or that I bought myself at like Target, Ulta, Walmart, or whatever. So I have lots of different things to show y'all. I have ELF, I have the new ELF Jelly Pop collection, and I have Juvia's Place. I have some really cool, interesting Huda Beauty stuff in here. So I hope y'all are interested in watching. Let's get into the try on. My husband really hates this hairstyle, and I can't really blame him because it seems like every time I wear it, I'm usually on my period. So, and really and truly, I kind of feel like I'm about to start. So PMS hair, it is what it is. Let's get into the first impressions. First thing I'm going to be starting off with is this sample pack I got from a Sephora purchase or whatever. I had bought a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow palette. It was horrible. And this was one of the samples they included in it. This is the Huda Beauty Faux Filter Foundations High Coverage Cream Foundation. I've never tried it. I'm not really a fan of very, very high coverage foundations, to be honest. But whenever I saw the color selection that they included, this one and this one kind of look like my skin tone right now. My intentions were to review a different, where are they? Makeup Revolution Stick Foundation. My friend sent these over about a week or so ago, and he sent over F1 and F3, and right now, since I've been getting a lot of sun, they're way too light. So I'm going to be including those in a future video whenever I'm less tan, because you know it's right in the middle of summer and stuff. So instead I'm going to be using the Huda Beauty. First thing, they included this little like primer, so I'm going to use that because I'm expecting, usually Huda Beauty stuff, I find that they include, like they want you to use other things to make it perform better. So I'm going to give it the benefit of the doubt and use this. This is the Complexion Perfection Pre-Makeup Base. Just a little sample of it. It's got actually a very pleasant smell. This is what it looks like. And I'm just going to apply it very sparingly. Amos. Oh my God, it figures. Come on, bud. Okay, I had to move this lamp. See, I have a backlight lamp right here, and every time he comes in here, he knocks it over, and that light bulb is $25. And I don't like spending $25 whenever I don't have to. This makeup base actually smells really good, and it feels good on the face. What are you doing? There he goes. Okay, he's laying down now. So if you hear smacking, grinding of the teeth, or anything kind of weird that's not coming from my face, it's probably him. That makeup base actually made my face feel really, really smooth. It almost reminds me of like a cold cream, like the old style cold creams back in the day. Not quite like Pond's, but maybe like an Oil of Olay or something. It's actually very nice. So next I'm going to be going in with the foundation, and I'm going to use probably this shade and maybe a little bit of this one to mix. And this shade is number 230N, and this macaroon, and this one is 310G. So the consistency is actually quite thick. This is what it looks like without the little tab on, and I just kind of dabbed my finger in there, and I was actually surprised because it kind of looks runny, but whenever you touch it, it's very thick. It's like a really creamy thick thick foundation. And I think that's going to be a little bit on the light side for me. So I'm going to just add a little of the other one. And then I'm just going to go in with my Beauty Blender, and I'm just going to pounce it all in. And right away, it's got a really nice finish. I think most of her foundations are kind of a thicker matte foundation. And y'all know, if you've been watching my channel for any length of time, I am more of a dewy person. You know, I'm almost 40, so I like for my skin to have like a natural glow to it. And plus, whenever it's a little bit more luminous, it kind of, for me, in my opinion, it kind of hides the fact that I have some, you know, fine lines and wrinkles and stuff. So that's just my preference. And I do find that it's actually setting quite quickly. So it is a foundation that you're going to have to work with, you know, a little bit on the speedier side, just so it doesn't like stick to everything, because then you really have to work at it, and that's no fun. Did y'all just notice that I moved that damp red? Didn't even notice that I picked it up, but it has a smell, and Amos likes to roll around in things that smell good. Don't know why. That's really not good for him. So yeah, I had to pick it up, and I just forgot that I had put it there. So don't mind that whole segment with damp red in the background. Omit that from your memory. It is removed. All right, foundation is done. I intentionally didn't put it around my eyes because it is kind of a, I don't know, a drying foundation. I'm sitting here going like this. It's a drying foundation and it's matte, and whenever I use a matte foundation, I do not ever put it underneath my eyes because it's just gonna cause problems and accentuate fine lines and wrinkles, and I don't need help. I don't need that kind of help. So the next thing I'm going to use for concealer is this brand new Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer. My friend sent me this too. This is Magic Concealer in number 19. And this isn't really a first impressions because I've used this actually several times and I really, really enjoy it. This is what the packaging looks like. It almost reminds me of the Clinique foundation, like the Beyond Perfecting, is it called Beyond Perfect? I don't even know what it's called, but it's got the huge doe foot applicator like this, and it just reminds me very much of that. It has a very slight smell, but it's not offensive like the Wet n Wild, you know, like that super paint smell. And anyway, I'm just gonna dab this underneath the eyes and kind of put it everywhere. And this concealer is very moisturizing, so a little bit really goes a long way. I probably shouldn't even put that much, but I mean, for camera, I'm just kind of showing y'all. And then I'm going to use my Beauty Blender sponge once again, and I'm just going to dab it in, and then I'm also going to put it on my eyelids as well because it makes a really good eyeshadow primer. And the eyeshadow that I'm going to use probably will need an eyeshadow primer. Excuse me, sir. It'll probably need an eyeshadow primer. Well, you'll see. I'll show you in a minute. So this concealer goes on top of the foundation very nicely. It's not creasing. It's not causing any issues. It's very, very pigmented. It's not like overly pigmented. It's not going to make you look like you have a mask. But it is, like I said before, it's a moisturizing concealer. So it's going to crease. All concealers crease. I don't even care. I don't care if you don't have wrinkles under your eyes. You're still going to get creasing. That's just, I mean, you're putting a liquid underneath your eyes. It is a little bit light for me right now. My friend sent this to me, and at the time when he sent it to me, it matched perfectly. But since I've been on the water recently and getting a little bit more sun, it's really highlighting, which is not really my thing. So I might go in and buy a couple more different shades. So for bronzer, I'm going to be going in with this, the Balm Desert bronzer, and this is what it looks like. It's a really nice colored bronzer. I'm almost out of my Black Radiance bronzer, and I have it coming in. It should be here today sometime. I was going to be doing a different video than this today, but my package got delayed. So yeah, that's just the way it is. But this bronzer is a really pretty bronzer. Blends out really nicely. It's a little, in my opinion, on camera it actually looks okay. It's a little, you know, like a natural bronze, kind of a warm, but in person it almost has like a mauve undertone. So Amos has been really, really attached lately. He's been going through some hoof issues for the last like 3 or 4 weeks now. And so he's been on antibiotics and that type of thing. And for that reason, he's been very clingy. So he just wants me to comfort him all the time, all day long. And we're also putting him on a diet. So I'm just going to take this bronzer and put it a little bit underneath my double chin just to kind of conceal it a little bit because your girl needs some help. So next up is eyes, and I'm going to be going in with a new eyeshadow palette that I picked up from Target the other day. This is the ELF, the New Classics palette, and this is what it looks like. This was $14. I don't know if y'all have noticed, but ELF eyeshadows are going up in price exponentially. I think all makeup, all drugstore makeup, all makeup in general is going up in price. But this is what it looks like. It's a very like everyday wearable palette. Not really fun, but it has some really pretty mattes in here, and it has some very nice shimmers. This color Platinum looks very, very nice for like a really pretty night out. Just a night out. And then they have a color, this is called Opulent, that would make a very pretty smoky eye. Will I ever use it? Probably not. And the first shade that I'm going to be taking is this shade Truffle right here, and it's just kind of a like a neutral beigey kind of color, and I don't know if you can see, but it has quite a bit of fallout. So I'm going to kick off the excess, and I'm just going to go in to the transition area. So right there on the top. So the color Truffle right here really deposited a lot of color, more than I actually thought it would. But the next shade that I'm going to go in with is Darling, and it's just a little bit, excuse you. The shade I'm going to be using is the shade Darling, and it's just kind of a one step darker than Truffle. And I'm just going to be taking it with this Carity E30 brush, just a little bit, and I'm going to place it right there in my crease and a little bit in the transition area, because I have a cream product that I'm going to be using next on top of this that I want to give a really good shot. And I'm just going to take this color Muse right here and put it on the outer V, just to kind of deepen up that area slightly, you know, because it needs a little something darker. That's good. That's good. And then I'm going to take the shade Darling again, and I'm just going to run it under the lash line. So far, I really like this palette. There's 3 shades that I use. Truffle, Darling, and Muse are actually very good. So next up for the eyes is what I'm most excited about, and I'm going to be going in with the brand new ELF Jelly Pop. These are the face and eye glosses, and I picked both colors up that they had available at the store. This was in the shade Icy Pop, and this one is in the shade Creamsicle Pop. And this one has more of like a silvery kind of a goldy reflex. And this one has a gold to pink shift. Come on, you bastard. Oh, look. They are definitely jellified. So this is what they look like up close. This one is Creamsicle Pop right here, and then this one is Icy Pop. I'm not exactly sure how it's going to apply on the skin. You see it's just very, very goopy. So that's what it looks like on my finger, and I'm going to just kind of swatch it for you on the back of my hand. Look how gorgeous that is. It's so, I mean, it really comes across as super bright pink, which I like. I like pink. So we're just gonna go in. I don't know how it's gonna be, but we're just gonna go in, and if it's bad, then it's just gonna be bad. So I'm going to say right off the bat that this product is probably best. In fact, I know it's best for like a no makeup day when you plan on wearing no foundation, no concealer, nothing on the eyes whatsoever, because immediately whenever you put it on, it just wants to crease everything up. And naturally, that's just the way eyeglosses work. And it's not the product's fault. It's actually my oversight. So I was really excited to try this product, to be honest, and I just wanted to see how it would work. And it worked true to form. It is kind of causing everything to pick up and crease and, I don't know, remove underneath it. So, but this is what the creamsicle side looks like. So you really can't tell because it mixed with the powders, and that's just kind of unfortunate. I wish it would have shown more of like the glitter and the duochrome. But for experimentation's sake, we're just going to use the Icy Pop color on the other side. So for mascara, I'm going to be going in with the Hourglass Caution Mascara. This is, I think, fairly new for them. And this is their Extreme Lash Mascara in the shade Ultra Black. And I think I got this in like a Sephora box or a 100-point perk or something like that. This is what the wand looks like. So it's a regular spoolie wand thingamajiggy. You know what I'm talking about. And I'm just going to kind of go in. So right away, my lashes just kind of want to clump together, stick together, and not really separate. And that could be the eye gloss. That definitely could be a problem. But this is what they look like up close. So they're not bad looking, but I will say that they are more clumpy than I prefer. But, I mean, this just is what it is. I'm not going to blame it on the mascara, like, right away. Ouch. Really and truly, it's going to take a miracle to get me away from the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. That's what I've been using since that stuff came out. I love it. I love it. I'm not going to say so much because I say that all the damn time, but I like it a whole bunch. And I'm not going to be changing anytime soon. Unless something just revolutionary comes and just knocks my friggin' head off. And then we'll talk. For the blush, I'm going to be going in with the brand new ELF Jelly Pop. This is their Flush Blush in the shade Berry Pop. And this is what it looks like. It's a really pretty color. I think this is the only one they had available at the store. And it is very gelatinous. So, blah, blah, blah. And it's almost like a liquid jelly. So you just barely put your finger in and that's what it looks like. So I'm going to be really, really careful with this because it just wants to sort of splatter. And I'm just going to add a dot and sort of like bling it. I'm going to bling it in. As you can see, it really has a nice sort of a rose glow to it. It's a little bit on the shimmery side, not too much. And I mean, it's definitely like a maroon color. This would actually be really pretty on the eyes. I mean, this color, like for date night or something, would be really nice. And I think this color would look fantastic on deeper, darker skin tones. So for highlighter today, I'm going to be using this IT Cosmetics. This is the CC Plus Radiance Ombre Bronzer in the shade Warm Radiance. And I'm going to be using this because even though it is supposed to be a bronzer, it has this really pretty like icy shade to it. And I didn't realize that IT Cosmetics was made in China. At least this one is. See the back? Right there. Made in China. When did that happen? I'm just gonna dab a little on this side. And you know what? I'm just not really that impressed with it. I mean, it has a little bit of a glow to it, but it also is accentuating texture that I didn't even think I had. Also take a little bit on my finger and I'm just gonna put it in the areas that I like to highlight. So just a little bit right there, in between the eyeballs, and just a little bit down the nose, just to look like I've been perspirating. I'm also put a little bit on my cupid's bow because I'm basic. So for the brows, I'm going to be going in with a new to me. I know this is like an old product, but it's definitely new to me. This is the Lancome. This is the Le Crayon Poudre. And this is in the shade Brunette. This is probably going to be a little bit too warm for me, but this is the shade that I got. So we're just going to go in and have at it. This is a really nice looking pencil. It's, you know, the typical old style wooden pencils, and then it has the spoolie on the bottom side. And it just feels really nice, kind of a luxurious product. And it definitely puts down a lot of product right away. So if y'all can see that, I don't know, y'all. I gotta say, I really like this brow product. It does work really, really fast. Like, it puts down a lot of product right away, which can be kind of scary, especially to somebody who likes the tiny little micro pencils. But if this wasn't the fastest brow that I was able to put on, like in a snap, like a minute and you're done, that's pretty good. I'm not gonna complain about that for sure. And the color, despite my thoughts on it being too warm, it's not bad. So for the lips, I'm gonna be going in with the ELF Jelly Pop. This is the Juicy Gloss in Apricot Pop. And I'll be damned if they put those little sticky little things, those little like booger stickers on every single thing in this collection. Who else, raise your hand, hates those little booger stickers? They're so annoying. But anyway, I'm ranting. This is what it looks like. It almost reminds me of like the old style Lancome Juicy Tubes. It definitely feels really good on the lips. It feels very moisturizing. It almost has a smell that I don't appreciate. It's like fouling up my nose, and I don't know what it is. It's almost like a chemical smell that I don't really like. So I picked these up in two shades. I picked them up in Apricot Pop. This is what the Apricot Pop looks like. So it's basically non-existent on the lips. And I also picked it up in Grape Pop. So I'm going to try this next. Once again, it kind of has a strange smell. This one might be a little bit more of a potent-y kind of a sweet smell. But it doesn't have a sweet taste. It just tastes like lube. So this is what the Grape Pop looks like, and I actually prefer this one over the Apricot Pop one, hands down. This one has a little bit more of a color to it. Even though the color really doesn't stand out, it's still there. It's almost like a pinky purple and not so much of just a plain Jane regular nothing. And also this one has a nicer fragrance than the other one. The other one's just like this weird chemically assault smell that it just actually gives me a headache, to be honest. So this one, hands down, if you're gonna pick it up, get the Grape Pop over the Apricot Pop. These were $5 a piece. So I mean, is it really worth it for just a plain ass gloss? I don't know. I mean, you're gonna have to decide, but it is nice. I don't mind it. It feels good on the lips, and yeah, I mean, it looks okay. So really quickly, I'm gonna give y'all a rundown of all the products. First things first is the Huda Beauty Complexion Perfecting Primer. This was okay. It felt really good on the skin. It felt kind of like Oil of Olay. I don't know if it really did anything to my skin, but I know that the foundation is a huge, huge no-go. It's like Mayday, skin, terrible, bad. So let me give y'all a like close-up, and I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. So I just turned the lights down so y'all can see the atrociousness that is this foundation. Look at it around my nose. And then right there. And then on my nose. Ugh. It's just sort of weird. It's just gathering in different places. Not okay. Not okay. As far as concealer goes, the Juvia's Place I Am Magic Concealer is a win-win. I really love this concealer. I've never used it on my channel before, but I have used it in person like I said before. It is a really, really good, very creamy, very pigmented, just a very easy to work with concealer. Do I prefer it over Shape Tape? Yes and no. Shape Tape is very drying, but as far as pigmentation goes, they offer kind of the same high coverage, and I really, really like that. The ELF Eyeshadow Palette was actually a very big surprise. I was really surprised that I would like the color so much. They offered a lot of pigmentation. The shade Truffle went on beautifully. The same goes for Darling and Muse. I did find that Muse was a little bit sheer for my liking, so it does take some building up, but other than that, it blended fine, it worked really well, and I'm excited to try these colors right here. For $14, you really can't beat it, and these are very nice, go to work, everyday, just regular travel makeup colors, eyeshadow colors. So right now I'm going to kind of lump all of the Jelly Pop products into one like section here. As far as the Jelly Pop face and eyeglosses, it was really my fault for pairing them with powder products and with concealer and foundation and all that. However, it's been done a million times before. Are these worth $6? No. The shimmer doesn't really come out. It's very, very goopy, gloppy. I just don't think that you would get a lot of use of these unless you're doing some sort of like a lavish photo shoot. And then it would probably be absolutely gorgeous. But then once again, it's going to crease and move around, and it's just going to be kind of nasty. So in all honesty, I'm probably going to be bringing these back and getting my money back or exchanging it for something else. The Jelly Pop Flush Blush, I actually really, really like. This color is gorgeous. It'd be perfect for dark skin tones. And it worked really, really well. It went on very evenly. It's set, and it's just a really nice product. How much did I pay for this? I paid $6 for these. I'm not really sure if it's worth $6 for a drugstore blush. That's one thing that I kind of like about. But I am interested in trying this as a eyeshadow color because it does set, and we'll see. I don't know if they offered any other colors in this. This is the only one they had at my Ulta. But I'll probably go back and maybe exchange the Jelly Pop eyeglosses for the Jelly Pop Flush Blushes. And the last two items for the Jelly Pop section here is the Juicy Glosses. The other one is back there somewhere. This one is in Grape Pop and the other one was in Apricot Pop. And to be honest with you, these are nothing to get excited about. They are glossy, they feel nice on the lips, but that's about where it ends. It doesn't really offer anything that probably something you have in your collection already does. So stick with what you have, and I definitely wouldn't recommend these for however much, $5, $6, $7 they were. So I mean, it's just not that great. So next up was highlight, and I used the IT Cosmetics CC Radiance Ombre Bronzer. And to be honest with you, I can't be too judgmental when it comes to this because it is supposed to be used as a bronzer and not necessarily a highlighter. For what I used it in between the eyes, a little bit on the nose, it did fine. Whenever I used it on the cheekbones a little bit, it did sort of accentuate texture and stuff like that. But that could be the foundation because, like I said, the foundation is sort of a mess. But, I mean, would I recommend this? For sure, I don't know. Maybe for a bronzer, but definitely if you're looking for a highlighter, no. We have two items left. The Hourglass Caution Mascara. This was okay. It's not better than my L'Oreal Pro Glow, the Lash Paradise. So I'm definitely going to be using the Lash Paradise instead of the Caution Mascara. I'm sure a lot of people love this mascara and use it as a holy grail, but it's just not my style. Finally, the last product was the Lancome brow product, and actually was really surprised by this product. It did deposit a lot of color very fast, but it did give me a very fast, good brow. So I can't complain about that. The color brunette was very, very nice. It's got a really nice spoolie, not anything different than what you get at, you know, a drugstore product spoolie. But it is very good. I did really enjoy using it. It made for a very fast, very easy brow, and I would say check it out. Alright guys, that's going to do it for this full face of first impressions. I hope y'all found it enjoyable, helpful, and informative. If you did, please give it a like and a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. And give me some video ideas that you would like to see below. I'm always looking out for video ideas, so if y'all have a request, please let me know your questions, comments, concerns, everything down in the comment section. Once again, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing y'all very, very soon.